Coming up, winter returns just in time for the weekend.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. It was a beautiful day here in the Commonwealth, but don't get used to it. Snow is back in the forecast, and it could be coming down this time tomorrow night. First Alert meteorologist Cameron Aaron has a preview of what to expect. Cameron.
Yeah, Steve, we are tracking some more dry weather as we go into this evening, but like you said, don't get used to it because moisture is back as early as tomorrow. This evening, though, let's take a look at the radar. We are dry under a mainly clear sky, and that will allow some more cool weather as we close out your Thursday. Most of us right now in the 40s and 50s, up to 47 for Jackson, 49 for Pikeville, 46 in Hazard, and 55 over in Harlan at this hour. But low temperatures are chilly as you wake up on Friday. Most of us wake up in the middle to lower 30s, some areas close to freezing as you wake up and walk out the door on Friday. So be sure to grab the jacket, and all eyes on your Friday as that moisture is set to return. And we do have a first alert weather day in place on Friday as rain begins to change over to some snow. We are tracking some accumulations, also some slick spots, and some much cooler weather as we go into late Friday. Also for the first half of your weekend, more details on that winter weather threat plus that cool down for your weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. The situation is better tonight after a leak at a Harlan County lake threatened to flood homes in the Luellen community. Officials used a water pump to lower water levels at Luellen Lake. They also diverted streams that typically run into the lake to run into Clover Fork. Judge Executive Dan Mosley says he does not believe this will cause more flooding issues.
The water levels have declined in the rivers the last few days. That it's been dry, so that's not a concern at this point. And with the long-range forecast, it doesn't concern us to do that because there's not going to be enough moisture coming to the area to warrant any type of flood risk over the next 5 to 7 days.
Members of the Luellen community say they are grateful for the quick response to the emergency and hope the owners of the lake take action to prevent this from happening again. Well, check out this drone video of a Target store that is partially collapsing in Barbersville, West Virginia. There is significant damage due to a massive slip on a hillside. The store is now closed. It's unclear when or if it will reopen. It's expected to eventually. The property manager says the current plan is to remove the back portion of the store. Residents at 3 homes behind the store also received voluntary evacuation notices. We now know the funeral arrangements for a 10-year-old boy in Corbin. Drake Sutherland died Tuesday in a Whitley County crash. He was a 4th grade student at Corbin Elementary. His obituary says he loves sports, listening to music, playing video games, and teasing his siblings. His visitation will be Sunday from 4 to 7 p.m. at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Corbin. The funeral will be held Monday afternoon at 2, also at the church. More schools will be closed tomorrow due to illnesses. There is no in-person learning at Somerset Independent, but it's an NTI day. Lee County schools will also be closed tomorrow. They report more than 125 students were out today due to various illnesses, including COVID and the flu. He rallied Republican votes in the Senate to pass military aid for Ukraine. Now, Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell is under intense criticism inside his own party. David Mattingly finds some of it coming from his own state, and it is raising questions about his own political future.
Now in his 40th year since first elected to the shark-infested waters of the U.S. Senate, Mitch McConnell critics again are smelling blood in the water. One bite in particular recorded by Fox News from Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul.
His approval ratings in Kentucky are almost below 0. They are the lowest of any elected official in the United States.
A public poll in December revealed McConnell numbers sinking to the bottom of congressional leaders. The Monmouth University poll showed McConnell's approval rating as Senate Minority Leader at just 6%, with 60% disapproving.
If Governor Beshear ran for his Senate seat and the election were held tomorrow, who would win?
Beshear.
I'm flattered that Rand Paul thinks I'd win that election.
Bashir brushed off Paul's prediction and said Congress has to get its act together.
But this is as broken of a Congress as I have ever witnessed.
McConnell continues to work with Democrats supporting funding to avoid government shutdowns, and most recently to continue military aid to Ukraine. In the process, he finds hardened opposition from Trump supporters and other conservatives growing bolder after 2 McConnell episodes of freezing at the microphone while recovering from a concussion. Kentucky's only Democrat in Congress, however, suggests it would be wrong to count McConnell out.
I still think he is the most powerful elected politician on the Republican side in Washington right now.
That was David Mattingly reporting from our sister station WAVE. A spokesman for Senator McConnell said the criticism goes with the job. He said being beat up is something he's kind of used to after 18 years in leadership. A newly proposed bill wants to add maternity leave for teachers. Senate Bill 205 would designate maternity leave in addition to sick leave. The bill is sponsored by Lindsay Tishner. It would allow for 20 maternity leave days school employees would be paid for. If maternity leave is not used, these days would not transfer as sick days currently do. Anything unused would expire upon returning to work. Tishner says women could technically have a total of 6 weeks off by combining their 10 sick leave days with the 20 maternity days in the bill. Now, the bill has not been assigned to a committee yet. New details are emerging about what led to that mass shooting that turned the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade from a celebration to carnage. CBS's Charlie DeMar reports from Kansas City.
Police say the deadly gun violence during the Kansas City Chiefs victory rally appears to have been sparked by a dispute.
I want to stress that preliminary investigative findings have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism. This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire.
Lisa Lopez Galvan, a 43-year-old mother of 2 and popular radio DJ, was killed.
We are still learning about her, but know that she is beloved by many.
The first time you meet her, you will become her friend. That's just who she was. If you are a person in need, she would try to do whatever she can to help.
More than 20 others were injured, most of them shot, including nearly a dozen children. Cameras caught the moment Kansas City's festive day turned into tragedy.
Suddenly, a crush of people came running at us, and someone was screaming, "There's shooting, there's a shooter."
Trey Filter was walking to the car with his family when he heard frantic shouting and sprang into action.
There's a huge commotion. People are yelling, get him, get him. I reacted without thinking.
As the investigation moves ahead, police want to speak with people who were in the area about what they saw and are urging them to share any cell phone video they may have. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Kansas City, Missouri.
2 juveniles remain in custody in connection with the shooting. An adult has been released. U.S. officials say Russia is developing but has not yet deployed a nuclear-capable weapon that would be used in space to destroy American satellites that could disable communication and could also impact military operations. Now, Russia denies that it is developing nuclear weapons for space, something that would violate treaties signed with the U.S. The judge in former President Donald Trump's civil fraud case is expected to release his decision tomorrow. At stake is millions of dollars and the Trump organization's ability to do business in New York. Meanwhile, a judge has denied Trump's motion to dismiss the charges against him in the New York hush money case, paving the way for that trial to start March 25th. It will be the first of Trump's 4 criminal indictments to go to trial. He was indicted on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records tied to his alleged role in a payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Shaping Our Appalachian Region is hoping to inspire the next generation to consider a career in the medical field. On Thursday, hundreds of students had the chance to learn from healthcare professionals in Corbin. Executive Director Colby Hall says this is not possible without healthcare organizations working toward the same goal.
And so we're really grateful for our employer partners and our education partners, because without them, this event wouldn't happen without them. And we're really grateful that the schools also sacrificed to get students here, because we know that's not easy. But yeah, I mean, it means a lot that these folks are here and set up in a big way.
Hall says it's important to help invest in the future of these students and show them what is possible. Well, imagine having the opportunity to further your education and being one step closer to achieving your goal at no cost. For 12 Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation employees, that became a reality. WYMT's Jack Dimler has more from the RAISE program's first graduation.
Edgar Lucas, an employee of MCHC, has a goal of one day becoming a registered nurse. And on Thursday, Lucas celebrated getting one step closer to that goal after becoming a certified medical assistant through a special program that overcame barriers.
And it was just a great opportunity, the ability to better ourselves without having to choose whether we can eat or whether we can live. During that period of time, it's been fantastic.
Lucas is just one of 12 newly certified medical assistants who became the first class of the MCHC RAISE program.
I can't put it into words. I just see this as truly life-changing, and it's just so nice to see, and I cannot wait to see where they grow from here.
A program that gives people the chance to get closer to their goals at no cost.
I don't want any barrier for any employee to be what they wanted to be, what they dreamed of when they were a child.
Providing solutions to many problems.
So many times we have seen people and we've heard stories of how people have had to quit their current jobs, or they've had to go part-time in order to be able to to get that educational and career goal that they're looking for to benefit their family.
Creating win-win scenarios for everyone.
The employee wins because they don't have to go part-time or lose wages. We win because we get their skill levels and a commitment from them for around a year or whatever, the degree is they're looking for. And the community wins because we had skilled employees that's able to take care of them.
Raising opportunities while lowering barriers. In Whitesburg, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
MCHC currently has 132 of its employees enrolled in these programs. McCall says he hopes to continue to do celebrations similar to tonight's to acknowledge what the students have accomplished. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, we'll tell you One Way Pikeville is celebrating its 200th birthday. And later on, why a contestant on the new season of Survivor was in Hazard today.
Plus, a return to winter is on the way. Your first alert forecast after this break.